Hey people, what is today? Today's the 20th. I can't believe it. So, November 20th, 2024. My name is Lou. It's actually Mary Lou, but that's two names, okay? I always went by Lou. And then when I moved to Texas, there for a space of a few years, I'm not sure how long, at least probably 16, everybody knew me as Mary Lou. So, I went with it, okay? But I don't know. My name just never seemed quite right to me. I didn't like Mary Lou, and I didn't like Lulu. My brother and his children call me that, and it's okay. I'd gotten over that a long time ago, but I, for a long time, did not like that. Anyway, organized. I'm not organized. I was just telling myself in my head I need to get organized. Okay, so I was going to get on here and say, okay, I'm going to do a couple things today, and then I thought maybe I'd blend them together. And you guys can just stop, hit the stop button whenever you don't like it, okay? But I'm going to try to do a prayer and read a chapter in First Nephi. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll come back to you, maybe in a different video. Um, I'm going to do a lot of things. I'm going to make a list of things that I need to do every day. One, take my medicine, okay, or my pills, whatever you want to call it. And I went looking for my pills just a minute ago and I can't find them. Don't know if this cat has moved them because the cat does knock things off from where they are while I'm sleeping or when I'm not here. So anyway, I went looking for my morning time, my daytime pills, and couldn't find them. And now I won't remember that I just took the most important pill of the day, which is the one that works with my infusion. It's my calcium and vitamin D, and it's all in one capsule, a gel cap or something that's large. But between that and drinking 64 ounces of fluid a day, that's supposed to help things to work to where my bones get reinforced and stuff, get stronger. And something's going on in there because there's healing in my bones. Yay, yay, yay. I'm serious. Yay. But then I heard day before yesterday, I was talking to my doctor. Good news comes with she was perturbed. She was a little bit perturbed that I asked her to do something, which I understand, and it brought to light something I didn't know. I mean, I had a list of questions because I didn't go the month before we talked on the phone, and I was too shocked at what she was saying to really ask any more questions to understand, because there's a lot more to the scenario. But I asked her why she wasn't doing the cancer markers, because I wanted to know how good I was doing. She said there's no reason because there is no active cancer. So let that sink in to my head and yours. One of my biggest worries has been this cancer and how long will I have to live? Because there's things afoot. There's wonderful things fixing to come up, and I need to be around. Nothing like finding your fella when it's at the end of your life, and it makes you really sad, which I have been really sad. But I'm not sad in that area now. I just got to get to that area. But I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that I have a prognosis of living course, there's all kinds of other things that can go wrong, but I mean, cancer seems to be the big deal these days. Herds and herds, or would we say hordes of people are flowing into the cancer centers because they have cancer. Wow. So you don't have to just be old to have cancer, evidently, because there's youngsters. I mean, I find that so hard to believe that babies can be born with that, or infants that are under a year old, or it's so sad. I've tried hard. I've done things that are different. And something's working. And I'd really like to know that it is the one thing and not the other, because I'd really like to stop taking those treatments. My hair is getting all thin, breaking off. I just want to be beautiful. I mean, I don't want much, right? Wait until I'm 70 to try to be beautiful. Ha! But I'm still going to try. And I'm not ready to die. I know that was a rhyme. I had to say it. This kitty cat's over here going, "Why aren't you dancing? Why aren't you dancing?" Up on the screen, I have that woman. And I'm not sure what her name is, Natasha or somebody. But she did wonderful for herself, and I'm going to take her up on it. I'm going to try anyway. I had a ponytail in my hair, so now I've kinked that. I'm just chatting away when I'm supposed to be doing something else, as in, I want to pray. I want to read a chapter. That we could just call it a daily devotional. How about that? And then if you want to chime in, great. If you don't, that's fine. You're welcome. You're welcome in, as long as you're nice. Then I'll begin. I do love to rhyme, I'm sorry. And my heart is full of love. There's different kinds of love. I do. I love you people as my brothers and sisters, extended family. I want to shed light, bring you into the light if you're in the dark, and to share the fact that you have a purpose in life. This life wasn't just all of a sudden like a Big Bang Theory or whatever, you know. Maybe part of it kind of was, if I think about it, you know, because it's chemistry. And I think about Star Trek, when they did the Genesis effect. What was that? What show was that? It's one of the Star Treks, okay? That's about all I can say. But they had a way to do like a Big Bang Theory, I guess, to throw something out there and all of a sudden this Earth starts to begin. Yeah, there's a kink right there. Anyway, and there's that romantic, sweet love. And I'm loving on that. You people out there that are bored with your significant other, do you know that you can revive that love that you had in the beginning? You have to get over some of the hurt feelings, okay? Love can grow and love can die, and it all depends on how you treat it. How are you treating your person? I worry about that too. But I have found that if you will feed the love, it will grow. Your person. Show your person who you were and not who you are. I mean, you know, in the beginning, there's all that excitement. growth. Love is festering, you know, and if you feed it right, it grows humongously. I know that sounds weird, but it is true. If someone's mean to you, what do you want to do? You want to be mean right back. So they go out in the world and they're nice to everybody else, and they come home to the one they love and they lash out. They have misplaced anger. They're taking their anger of what's going on out on the one they love because you think that that one understands. But when you're spouting off and you're being rude and mean, no, that's what they hear. That's not what's happening. That's going to bring about love, okay? It's going to destroy your love. And believe it or not, Satan is real. And that's what he strives for. He wants to tear apart the family. And look what you've done. One of you is leaving, and someone's got to take care of the children. And then the one that's staying with the children is all upset. So what are they doing? They're lashing out at their young ones. When their young ones don't deserve it at all. People, love your children. And you know, the best way to have a happy home is to be happy between you and your person. Two become one. And love has to be there. Love of you, love of your mate, love of your children. So what happens when our mates leave and we're so miserable? You're out there right away trying to find another one. How dumb. All that effort and energy and getting yourself all spiffied up and treating someone just so that you might can have a relationship. Well, do that with the one you left. You have a gem. You have a sparkling diamond in the rough. But as you treat that person with love and respect, tenderness, kisses, an arm around you, that love grows. So just remember, it's like a lovely garden if you take care of it. Take out the weeds, give it space to grow, share your love like fertilizer to the plant. Your marriage will turn into something so sweet. I know it's hard. You know, when someone's mean, what do you want to do? You want to be mean back. I can remember saying some things to a mate. He was my mate, if you can call it that. But the things that would come out of his mouth were evil. Uncalled for, but evil. And I just couldn't believe it myself. And I'm going, I don't understand. Who has treated you this way that you have taken on their... I mean, I just couldn't believe it, okay? Evilness would come out of his mouth for no reason at all. But I found out things later, like a mental condition. But if you want love, people, you got to give it. It just doesn't come to you. Unless you find people in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who understand we all need love. And if you don't give it, especially in your marriage, you're not going to have a marriage. And you're going to have a very unhappy home, unhappy children, unhappy wife or husband, or lover. And that's not really loving, is it, when you're mean? Do not forget how it was when you were alone and you were trying so hard to find somebody. Don't forget. I'm sorry about the noise. It's telling me my prescription's ready, which is good. Don't want to run out of those pills, man. I've got different things. I got different feelings about what I should do. But I do, really. This is my own thoughts, okay? And I don't know how it will be for anybody else. But I believe in that detoxifying and that wormer. Ivermectin. Put that in your little hat and go find some. And not even just for cancer. I'm really thinking about that. I don't like losing my hair, and I know so many people have lost their hair in the fight for cancer to be better, for it to go away. I am so amazed. I'm so amazed with my PET scan. So I still have that one little thing I'm not sure about, which is I think there might still be some cancer in between my lungs, okay, down deep where the heart cavity is. But if there is, it's not much, okay? It's healing. I told you before, my doctor saw healing in my bones. And that's a very important thing because, she was telling me before, not this one, but the other one, doctors, I can melt that cancer away, but then your bones will collapse on each other because I got so many holes where the cancer was. I mean, I saw all those sparkling lights. My first cancer doctor that was up here in Washington, I asked her to show me the PET scan, so she did. And I can't understand it as she was going over it, but part of it, she said, well, like your kidneys will just light up naturally. Different things are going to light up. That doesn't mean that that has cancer in it. But then she went into my spine. She went into my spine, and I could see all these, like, burgundy. You got the dark, and then you got all these burgundy twinkle lights. Okay, well, that was the cancer. Ah, so pretty, but so ugly. Anyway, sweetheart, and I'm talking to all of you people. A lot of us are fighting cancer. And if you ask me, it's worth trying. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. But I would do the ivermectin. And I told you how to get it. Because if you go to the pharmacy and want it, you got to have a prescription. My cancer doctor, I asked her what she thought about ivermectin. I have no problem at all with you taking ivermectin, but I will not give you a prescription. Why not? Because she's not a primary care doctor, that's why. She specializes in cancer, and I don't know why she couldn't just say, hey, let's try this, and give it to me. Because I went into the pharmacy at Walmart and asked, can I get some ivermectin? Where would I find it in the store? Do you have a prescription? No, I don't. I just want it, man. I have cancer. But see, that's a wormer. So maybe a primary care doctor can give it to you because we all have parasites. We all have worms. I know we don't want to believe that, but we do. Have it. Or have them. We'll put it in the plural. Anyway, I had heard this veterinarian talking, and I don't know why I would assume they were giving the dogs wormer. Some will call it dewormer, but I think if you put it all together, wormer fits. Okay, we want to get them worms out. And they were saying that they were giving it to the dogs, and that these dogs had cancer and were cured, were healed. The cancer left. So you ask me, I'm trying it. I believe it because 18 years ago, this guy that I met, I know I keep telling this story over and over again, but I know it bears repeating because not everybody's listening to every video, okay? I'm just saying, people, without repeating myself a lot, I'm just going to say it's worth a shot. And that rhymed. So here's what you do. You know, you're fighting for your life. So it's okay if you take something that doesn't taste good, okay? You get over that. These treatments don't feel good, and they cost money. I mean, if you got good insurance, they don't cost much. Your insurance usually covers part of it. So, back to the important thing. Find yourself a feed store. A store that has things for horses. You know, they have little hay bales, and they have grain that you feed the horse, and they've got wormer shots, even amoxicillin and stuff like that. If you can't get it any other way, think about that. Because you can go into a feed store. One would be like Tractor Supply. And the one I had in Colorado was called Baumgars. Weird name. But they had stuff for all animals. Dogs, cats, cows, horses. So, there's a little section where you can get different things that would be like medicine for your horse. Or a wormer. I know, I'm taking too long. But tell yourself you want some ivermectin. And when you go into Tractor Supply or whatever store, and I'm not saying Baumgars carries that, because I wasn't looking for that. I don't remember looking for that there. Because I did have a horse for a period of time. But not very long. It was a long story. I could tell you all about it. But the main thing is, you can go into one of those feed stores and you go back and you find that aisle where everything is for their help, and you will find a wormer called ivermectin. Now there's other wormers that have ivermectin in it, okay, but the one that I chose said ivermectin all the way across the page. And I don't know, I might can find it real quick. And I know I've shown it to you before, but I'm going to do it again since I'm talking about it. But my point is, there's other things that have ivermectin in it, but this one said it across the whole box. I've got like 2 doses left in that box, so I need to go find another. And then dosing, how many times to take it and stuff. You know, that whole thing, that whole tube works for a 1,250-pound horse. But it's taken in one dose. Okay, you just shoot it in their mouth. I'm going to get that box. I think it's in this drawer. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell ya. I'm to sock it to. Well, we're going to sock it to cancer. How about that? You know, like I started to say earlier, when we get older, we're supposed to die, okay? We don't want to. We're afraid. I think it's the afraid of the unknown. But it is my opinion, only my opinion, not just only mine. There's a lot of people who feel that way. Ivermectin, this is probably the brand. And then there's this apple down here. They're claiming that it tastes like apple. Well, they're full of you know what. Octicide. So I think that means killing worms. But my whole point is, this stuff did. I believe that that's the reason that my cancer is inactive. Okay, I'm going to show you the thing. It's in this big old long box. And then it's in this big old long syringe. But here's the deal. Okay, so that's going to show you this right here. Well, actually from here. From here to here is what I have left out of my second tube. A friend of mine, which I'm calling my people on here friends, okay? Her husband spouted off. I was trying to figure out how much I should take. And her husband spouted off that, just act like you're 120 pounds. And then it works on 1,250 pounds. So divide that up. That would be 10 doses per this syringe. Okay, and it's just a hole here with the medicine. I'll squirt out. And I should really do that. And then I've got this far, because I've already used up this thing. Okay, but I do need to find another store. Okay, you can get this from Amazon. I just popped in my head. I mean, you can get a 3-pack. You can get a bunch of different quantities. I saw one that had a whole bunch, like either they were a veterinarian using it, or they had a retail store, so they were buying it to sell. But hey, I can't see without my glasses too well. But you know what? I think I will just go ahead and take it. So what I was talking about was how much to take and how many times to take it and all that stuff. Okay, well, I think the horse wormer you either do every 6 months or you do it once a year. I'm not sure. I'd have to read that, I guess. But I don't feel like reading that little teeny print. My head always has a problem. Like this festering headache in the background. There's things I need to do. Okay, so I'm not going to put that on chocolate. I brought this out of my drawer too, okay? I know I've talked about this before, but hey, look at that. This says intense dark, and it's cacao is how you pronounce it, and that's what you need. And the chocolate, there's so many different things that will help you fight against cancer, okay? And that's what I've got to do. I mean, I think I've got it under control enough that I could change things around. Yeah, I know. You're not a doctor. Here's another thing. I'm going to look all over my stuff and show you. Dark chocolate with the real thing, cacao. Fights against cancer. Fights against cancer. This is a nice medicine, okay? I love dark chocolate, so that works good for me. And then baking soda. Baking soda helps to fight against cancer. It also neutralizes your system. If you take, my doctor, she is a doctor, but she was my naturopath, told me she wanted me to do a half a teaspoon in the morning and a half a teaspoon at night. But she said start with a quarter of a teaspoon because you have to work up your tolerance, I guess. So I need to keep this in my forefront. And yes, I'm still doing my Lou's Brew. I'm still working on that name, but it is. I mean, I did stir my pot. Stirring and stirring and stirring. and then I realized just now, that was pot. When I was making Rick Simpson oil, it is medicine derived from marijuana. And it's done by, you grind it up and you pour the alcohol in it. Everclear. You can get Everclear at the liquor store, okay? It's expensive, but so is a lot of things. So you grind up your pot, you put it in a jar, and you put Everclear with it. Now you can also use a magical butter machine, whereas you put the pot in and the machine has a grinder. So you put your marijuana in smaller buds, and you've already, just to be sure, okay, you have already decarboxylated that marijuana, which means you heat it up to 250 degrees for a half an hour in the oven. They have machines you can just put your pot in and turn on your buttons, and that works. And like I'm saying, that's a precautionary measure because I'm not positive if you put your marijuana in there and you grind it up and stuff. I'm not sure if it gets hot enough. It might. We use several different ways. But anyway, in the meantime, like I said, I'm doing a lot of different things. So Rick Simpson oil, you guys look for that. I have a different way to take that. And that should be a video all to itself. But seriously, I've got a concoction that I made, that I brewed up, that I can rub it. I can just rub it right here on my skin, and you see all these veins, all these blue things. Well, that stuff gets right into there. It seeps into your skin, and it gets into your bloodstream. And from a few things that happened to me, I know that for a fact. But first of all, I had THC in my stuff, and that's what I wanted. I know for a fact that I did get it in there. And the things that I have to say on my business card, if you ever see my card, because I have it on here somewhere. I'm not sure that I have it to show you right this minute. Watch out, kitty. Watch it out, baby. Let's see if I can find it. There, okay. So, this is an introduction card, okay? And I worked really hard on it. I mean, if you've been following my stuff, you'll remember I spent a lot of time trying to figure out the right words to say. I like to be tricky with my words. Poetic. A part of poetry you don't have to rhyme. Okay, there's a thing called freestyle poetry. And the papers that I wrote years ago are like that. And the things that I say to you people are like that. And that's a trip. I just looked up and it's 33 minutes. It's fixing to be 3333. But I'm going to pass that by. I'll show you my card. So I'll read you the front, and then I'm going to turn it around to the back. And I really probably ought to put my glasses on. I will. Even though I should know exactly what it says, I don't want to mess it up. Kind of like reading the scriptures. Sometimes I paraphrase, but others, really shouldn't. So the very top line says, visit Lose Touch on YouTube. Okay, because that's my channel. And you guys know it because you're on it. And then the next line is half that size, and it says, I stand with and for Jesus Christ. There you got all the glare. And then the first line of the bottom, you see, you can tell. Okay, there's a big line. I'm talking about the font or the size. Not sure if that's what that means. Anyway, the second line is where I stand for and with Jesus Christ, okay? And then the third line, you see these are small. I can get more characters, but they're small. Anyway, it says, this is something Jesus told his apostles when he sent them out to teach. Be wise as a serpent and as harmless as a dove. The next line is a paper that I wrote. It's the title to a paper that I wrote, which is very important. You know, you have to kind of... My stories are roundabouts, so by the time you get around it, you might understand it. So anyway, turn on your light so you are not in the dark. That's a very, very important statement, and it's also the title of a paper I wrote 43 years ago. I saved it all that time because I really wanted to make a book. All right, so the third line of the bottom shows you my email address. And then next to that it says donate to my Cash App. And so then I tell you my Cash App, which is the $, and then all in small letters, Lose Touch. LOUSTOUCH. So if you feel an inkling, how'd that happen? What is that? Okay, I know what it is. There was something in my coffee over here. Not supposed to be. Anyway, so if you say, oh, I love what she's doing, and you want to share monetary means, which means, you know, if you want to donate, I would gladly welcome it. And it's the Lose Touch thing, that is my Cash App. And all you got to do, if you already have a Cash App, is you somehow, I don't remember at the moment, but you hit send, you know, you get to me and you hit send, and okay, so you type out the Cash App is what you do. You don't have to do anything else, and then you decide on amount of money. If you have money in your thing, if you have Cash App already, you know how to use it. Unknown caller. I have so many things coming in because I've been looking for insurance, and I don't want to take time with that right now. So anyway, I don't even know. I mean, I send money to people, but I'm not sure exactly how I did it, except for that you type out their Cash App, and then you tell them how much money that you want to send, and then you hit send. And they will have it lickety-split. I got all this glare. Anyway, okay, we're going to go to the back. This is what the back of my card looks like. And it says, Lou's Magical Brew, made with RSO. Relieves pain. Promotes blood flow. Makes love-making extraordinary. Follow the ramblings of Lou's brain. What does she think? Let her explain. So, I mean, I had more lines that I wanted to put on here, but that's all the amount I had, you know. So I wanted every line to count. And then there's other things that I wanted to put on here, but I had no room, like I said. And at the moment, I don't have an example. Try to look into my brain and see what it says. Anyway. Oh. This ointment that I made, okay. I need to get out of the glare. I'll take it out. Take them off. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, most excellent edible lube. L-O-O-C, L-U-B-E, lube. This is the most wonderful edible lube. And what I said about making your blood flow, it does. It heightens your senses. For the woman, I don't know about for the man, but for the woman, it seeps into brittle tissues and makes them soft and supple. You know, you can't have enjoyable lovemaking. We're talking about older women when you're all dry and brittle. It is painful, not enjoyable. But you put this ointment of mine, my lube, you put it there and you let it seep in and you be gentle. And the next thing you know, wow, you're no longer brittle. And you can feel things you never felt before. And I know that from personal experience. Pretty wonderful. So, okay, I'll get over that. But you know, a lot of people don't know what RSO is. Not a lot of people do. Rick Simpson oil. When he first was working on that, I don't think he ever said what I just said about the most wonderful sexual experience. And you don't got all that goopy crap that it turns into. You know, I've tried different lubes, and they were just caca. Well, mine that I created, and I can share to you how to make it, but I do have some right now for the taking, and I could use donations. I could really use some money. And I would give you something in return that you would be so happy to have, especially you women. But just remember, guys, it's edible. So you can enjoy it too. Plus, you will enjoy the experience with your mate or your companion. So I'll stop with that. If you guys want a card, if you want to have a card and send out a few cards, I'll send you a sample, or you can do a donation and I will send you a container. Things, you know, like messages pop up. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm going to, my light is going out. Now that don't sound good. You know, I think I'm probably wearing out my iPad. I need a new one. But I want my people, especially those who have been around and know, I want you to let me know, and I'll send you some cards, just like Margaret. Thank you, Margaret. This stuff that I made in Colorado, you know, the process was, you know, you get your medical card and you talk to the doctor doing that, and then they decide, well, how much do you need? How much is your plant count needing to be? I wish the light would come back on there. Anyway, my husband had a high plant count, so we grew it. And he's pretty good at that. And then we processed it. And then Joe was making his own concoction, and I just wasn't happy. I really felt like he was bypassing a few steps, which we went to a lot of. He didn't feel it as much as me because I paid. But when you go to all that trouble, the expense, and the trouble, then you want it to be right. You don't want to be skipping over. That's what I was doing. Stepping and skipping at the same time. You don't want to skip over those important steps. So I took it over. I mean, I'd already seen a lot of waste of my money. That's the way I felt about it. You know, I want it done right. So I took over the manufacturing and did the steps that I felt like were necessary. And oh my, oh my, oh my, it was great. And I knew for a fact that I had the THC, which is medicine. I mean, there's a lot of different things that are good in this medicine. Doesn't have to necessarily be THC. Why is my light going up and down? No, I'm not going to wear a frown. I do love to do that. Um, so anyway, I've got off the track. There's a lot of other lines I would put on that card if there were room. I could write a whole page. But anyway, important step, decarboxylate your oil. Now we did do it in the magical butter machine, and it has heat. I'm just not sure if it actually decarboxylates it or not. So maybe I did overkill, but it was very important to me to have the THC. And that is what makes the blood flow. So I'm done with that. Unless I remember something. It's important for me. The sex was horrid. I wasn't enjoying it whatsoever. In fact, I had to throw him off of me because he hurt me. You don't want to hurt your woman. You just think about it. All that friction when you're broken, when you have brittle skin. Well, it was a different thing for me not to throw him off. And I know this is stuff I probably shouldn't say on here, but maybe you're bored and not listening. But he said to me, "You're awful wet down there." That was an unusual thing for me because I was all brittle. You know, older women probably get that way just naturally. And then there is things like diabetes. Diabetes gives you severe dry skin. So how can you enjoy what used to be lovely, but not anymore? Well, I tell you what, my stuff will do it. I'm gonna have to make some more. I'm not so sure. You know, things have a shelf life. But then I mixed it all up, put other things in it, like the medicine for marijuana. Okay, my first concoction that I made, the first step, I don't know what the first step is, but the point is I called it, what did I call it? Liquid gold, because that's how I felt about it. It was wonderful, marvelous, simply marvelous. Those of you who have experienced what I just talked about, if you want to try some, yeah, you be getting a boatload. Oh, and especially you know, if you like marijuana, the taste of it, then you know you'll love that. Really, pretty good stuff, Maynard. So I know how to make it, and you don't have to grow it yourself to do it. Okay, that's just where we were at. We were growing it. We did our curing of it. We did everything. But what you can also do is go to the dispensary. I don't know that I would buy their THC stuff. I'm not saying that very well. It's very expensive, okay? But what I was trying to say is you can go into a dispensary and even just get an ounce. Get an ounce of top shelf and find one that's got a lot of white crystals all over it. So you don't have to do this big old long growing season thing, and you wait and you wait and you wait, and then you have to create it. I don't know my right words very much, but the point is, you don't have to wait. You can just go and get something. Grind it up, put Everclear in it, do the process. You won't get a whole lot of oil, okay? But that's the first deal. But then I mixed it with, what do they call that? I can't think now. So you go and you get the marijuana and make sure it's got the crystals as much as possible. You don't have to get a whole lot. You know, an ounce might cost you on the very top of the shelf. I'm not exactly sure because I never can afford that. And it doesn't have to be top shelf, okay? In fact, some people just do it out of trim. But I think I would want the biggest bang for my buck, okay? I want good medicine. So you process it. And you get this black oil. That's the Rick Simpson oil. And then I continued on. Okay, I bought a lot of equipment and things. Meaning I got beakers, like a scientist has, beakers. And I got a magnetic stirrer that put the beaker on. And then there was a piece of metal, oval, that I would put in there, and it would be stuck to the magnet. So then you turn on these dials in your, okay, we have the stirrer, we have the beaker, we have the stirrer inside the beaker, we have can't think of my words, but you have the coconut oil that stays liquid. It doesn't solidify. Okay, I'm forgetting the word for it. And then anyway, so you have your Rick Simpson oil, you have your coconut oil, and then you have lecithin. Lecithin is an emulsifier. Very, very important because you can do two things. It takes oil and mixes it together as like one type of oil. You need the lecithin, but then also you have the capability of using, God, I wish I knew that name. I say it all the time. But emulsifying is the blending. You can blend water and oil together, which always stays separated, okay? But you can blend it together as one product. So you have the lecithin. I don't know my dadgum name right now, but it's coconut oil. You want organic. See, in my head, I keep coming up with transfigure. But anyway, you mix those things together, and that is liquid gold. And for my purposes, what I did was 1 gram. Wish that light would be all right. 1 gram of the oil mixed. Okay, so the oil is thick and dark, and it's in a syringe, like this would be, so for smaller. 1 gram, which is one of those skinny little syringes. Okay, it's a little skinny thing. So 1 gram, that's a full syringe. Okay, and then 1 ounce of the organic coconut oil. And I'm not exactly sure, I guessed on the lecithin. Depends on how much you're doing at one time. Okay, so what I'm just saying right there are the measurements, but I would always do 4 grams of the Rick Simpson oil and 4 ounces of that coconut oil, and then the lecithin at least a teaspoon if you're talking powder. You can get it in a liquid form too. It's really thick though. Anyway, and you mix all that together for a certain length of time, and they blend together and they stay that way. They don't separate, like vinegar and oil. Blend it up and it's making all these little bubbles, but it's not really blended. So what the heck is that word? I can't think of it. It'll come later. Doesn't really matter, but that's how you do it, people. So you got this first concoction, which I called liquid gold, and then I could take a jar of cream, a nice jar of cream, okay, and I would pour in the liquid gold and stir it up. I have made this super dark. I was going by color. That would tell me how much was in there. But it's lovely. It's wonderful. Simply marvelous. And it does make your blood flow. I want that to not... wonder what I can do here. Gotta have some light. Either from inside or not. Okay. I got the song that my daughter sang, karaoke, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home. She did a good job. I was very proud of her. Still am very proud of her. So, enough already. I was going to do something and I didn't do it. And I'm just rambling on. And then up there on my TV is my Zumba partner, waiting for me to dance with her. It's not really dancing, but it's walking with music. It gives you motivation. It's kind of what I need. I need an earbud, and I just don't know if it'll work. I don't know how all that works. In other words, instead of talking to you people, I could go out and listen to some good music and be chucking on down the road, walking on down the road, just chucking my feet. Sounds strange. All right, so tonight, I'm on my way. They set me free. Home, sweet home. All right, so many types of medicine that we don't even know exist out there that are not on the shelves. I'm opening my chocolate. So, first I was going to do the syringe. And then I've got this chocolate, and I'm going, oh. It's pretty cool. I'm going to open it up. Really, milk chocolate is just so sweet for me. I can't do it. Oh, as much as you want to eat. So I'll just melt that in my mouth and hold on to that because I do want to do the ivermectin. Okay. I don't always get my messages right away, but my email is on this card. Anyway, all small letters. My initials, Mary Lou Perry. So my initials would be MLP, and then 54. That's my birth year. So MLP 54 at iCloud.com. Send me a letter. I mean, I'm not always prompt, looking, but I will get them. Just tell me where you saw me, and if you'd like to have my card, if you'd like to share me, send my card to your people. Well, what I mean is also, I've asked people to please share me. So, if you find something of interest that you think a friend of yours needs, send them my card. Send them a little message and say, hey, check this woman out. I think she might have something that can help you. That song is playing in my head over and over again, so I need to get over that. And then that other song, When I Found Her, is just really great. I talk too much. So, I hope you guys will enjoy. And I guess I should stop there because I want to do the prayer. I appreciate you people. And I hope I do bring light to your life. And I need that too. I need light. So I'll say goodbye, y'all. Where am I? I just made it an hour. Can't believe that. Okay, so now we're at an hour and 2 minutes. And yes, I'm rocking. Am I making you dizzy? The edible egg. I don't know the whole thing that goes with that, but eggs are supposed to be really good for you too, and good for fighting cancer. And so are grapes, all the different colors of the grapes. There's a lot of different things that will help you. So, set me free. Home sweet home. I'll have that song playing in my head now. And I have my song playing in my head. But they can't be there at the same time, okay? Tonight, tonight, I'm on my way. Come set me free. Home, sweet home. And no, I don't know all the words. I probably said something wrong about that part about setting me free. I'll have to listen to that more. I know it's an older song, but I still heard it playing just yesterday. Not just in my head. Okay, I'm going to say Sayonara, and I've done and missed it. Doggone it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to get off here, and then I'm going to come back and do the prayer. So that if you don't want to hear the prayer, you don't have to. Take care, people. Have a great day. Have a great day every day if you can. I don't know that I left anything out, but if I remember, I'll come back. Okay?